Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. Did you know this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest? Each week, we're going to talk about caches and cachers from here and all around the globe. So while I can't explain my generation, I can see for miles and will be caching in the Northwest.
I think there's a hidden meaning there. In the meantime, I'll just mention that it's time to bring in our rocking Rhesus. Some say he's one half of the Wonder Twins. And others say he wears his pants backwards, hoping it will start a trend. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
We know that's completely fictitious because podcasters don't wear pants.
Yeah.
You caught me again.
Pants are a trend that will never catch on.
Good to be here, my friends. Good to be here with our live audience who are already super active over in the chat. You guys
I was going to say that chat window just keeps scrolling by while I'm talking.
We can't even keep up with you, which is why we have hired a chat lackey quite some time ago, and he's super helpful. So, hey, shout out to our chat lackey. Thank you for all you do every episode.
Did you say we hired him?
Yeah. We pay him the same I get paid.
Oh, okay.
Well, he gets paid double that.
Does he? Oh, yeah. Wow.
He's actually doing work.
That's true. I'm just showing up and talking.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the case.
About something you love. Is that really work?
You know, that's a good question. And if people didn't catch it in the intro that Chris did, June 1979, The Who released an anthology album of live performances called The Kids Are All Right. Well, that's what we're calling this podcast episode tonight because it's kind of how we're feeling. Things are a little crazy, but the kids are all right. So hang out with us tonight. Let's have some fun. Let's support each other. And, you know, I'm not trying to cause a big sensation, but we'll get into it. But
continuing. What's that?
I think you wanted to share.
I was going to say, continuing on a theme there. Well done there. But yeah, I had a few thoughts rolling around my head this week. And so I put them down and said, we are going to talk about all kind of fun stuff tonight. But first, obviously, we're all aware of the current pandemic. You can't avoid it. All I'm saying is maybe let's put those thoughts on hold for a short time tonight where we're not always thinking about it. And there's space to be in the world without experiencing dread every second. This is not a time to panic. Instead, we need to be calm, kind, and compassionate at this unique point in history. Indeed, there's never been a time quite like this in history, and I hope there never is again. We're going to try to have some laughs tonight. We always have a good time on Thursday. I love hanging out with you guys, but we're also aware that for many of you out there, this is a profoundly scary and uncertain time. The experts out there tell us that we need to isolate ourselves from others, and we obviously should heed their instructions. But even when we can't gather in person, we need to find ways to be together. And our hope is that this podcast is a way that can help us all stay connected. I don't know how to make sense of what's going on right now. I feel like I'm living in a sci-fi movie, but I know there's life on the other side of this, and we will get through this together. We humans were created to be resilient and resourceful. We've survived tremendous hardships and threats over the centuries. Some of them were natural, some external, and sadly, some of them we brought upon ourselves. But during this trying season, our usual day-to-day activities, they've been impacted in a lot of ways. And I believe it's more important than ever to maintain as much normality as possible. I don't want to consider this the new normal that I keep hearing everybody say. Everything is different, to be sure. And life is very likely going to look different on the other side of this. But this current state, this is not normal. This is not the new normal. There are a lot of restrictions out there, but there's a lot of things we can still do too. And the most important of those things is the need to stay connected, because all those hardships and threats in our past, they were overcome and solved by people working together. Now, it's ironic that we need to work together by staying away from each other right now physically, but with all the tools that we have at our disposal today, we can connect like never before. And I believe there are bright days ahead. We can all do something. Maybe you are a first responder and our hats are off to you. Maybe you're a healthcare professional. Maybe you're a medical researcher on the front lines of vaccine trials. Maybe you're a grocery store worker. We need all those. But even if you're not, you are likely still able to reach out in some way, connect with someone, chat with them, encourage them, lift them up, make sure they're not feeling isolated. Please do that. Reach out and connect with your friends and your family. It'll mean more to them than you probably will ever realize. I am looking forward to putting all of this behind us someday. But until that day comes, let's just all get together on Thursday night and go caching in the Northwest.
Well said, my friend.
Well said.
That's awesome. I really appreciate you putting those thoughts together and sharing them with all of us. With Zen, that's it's good. It's some sobering reminders in there, but I think the key message out of there is let's connect, let's think of others, and let's have a good time here.
We can still have a good time in light of all this going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Well, one other thing that we always do off the start of the show is definitely to remind you guys that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week so we can connect with you guys. Thanks to Land Sharks, our corporate Denali level sponsor. And hey, they are still open for online orders and they're shipping daily. So now is a great time for cache maintenance if you're getting out. So please keep our small business, Land Sharks, in mind for all your geocaching supply needs. If you want to know more about supporting this podcast, please click on the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
That's right. So this week, tonight's show is a little different.
We're a little different.
Times are different, yeah.
And yeah, we are different. We are not normal. Even before all this, we weren't.
Say, that's normal that we're not normal.
Oh, that's true. I guess you're right. Hey, if you want to add to tonight's show topic, which we haven't even talked about yet, but if you still want to do it, use the hashtag kids because the kids are all right. And if you need to bring up anything for the after show, use the hashtag FATAS. That's for the after show. And I see we already have things talking about the after show. So folks in the chat, we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us on a Thursday night. You know, we just hope we can be an escape for an hour and have some fun.
Awesome. Yes. Good. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Yes.
We do that. Now,
responding to the chat there. So
live long.
Yeah.
And prosper. You know, the Vulcans had it right. Yeah. They never touched each other, did they?
Except for when they were giving you that death.
Oh, well, yeah, that.
I can't say never, but rarely.
Well,
how about
I mean, in greeting.
Yeah, it was like what? Once every 5 years, they had their
Ponfar. Where did that come from in my brain?
I don't know, but that's pretty obscure. That's
wow.
Is that like Tom Fritz? No, it's different.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. You know, I can't remember where I left my keys.
Right, but you remember
a fictional mating ritual.
Get your mind out of the Vulcan gutter and bring it back to caching in the Northwest. Oh yeah.
Wow. I'm embarrassed for myself right at the moment. Hey, you know what though?
Speaking of being embarrassed,
there's a news article from the Babylon Bee. Now, if you guys aren't following the Babylon Bee, you're missing a little bit of humor in your day. The Babylon Bee is not a true news agency, though I've seen it quoted a time or two.
Yeah. I was going to say, point me to a true news agency these days.
That's true. From the professional news agencies that have pointed to a Babylon Bee story. And I look at that and I go, guys, you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Babylon Bee news story is very well written, but fake. So the one that got us is, as podcasters, these kinds of headlines just grab our attention. Pant sales plummet as everyone working from home. Well, they finally caught up with us.
Yeah,
because, here on Thursday evenings, we don't wear pants.
We're podcasters.
Who needs pants?
Just like anchor people from the news.
That's right.
Program. Yeah, I scratched my head. When's the last time I bought pants? I don't know. So yeah, I guess pants companies are going out of business. Well,
it's been a while for me. I'm sure the last pair of pants I bought was a pair of jeans. since that's what I tend to work in most of the time.
That's what we want to be thinking about is Chris in skinny jeans.
Yes. Love that Lycra.
Yeah. No.
Chris's yoga pants. All
No,
right.
when we can count the change in your pocket, they're too tight, my friend.
No, you don't have enough money for this. Well, how can you tell? I can see everything.
Oh, word. Oh, man. So, yeah. Pants. That's funny. Pants are funny.
All right. Well,
Tinted pants.
as
Silly thing.
speaking here as perhaps one of the only people in earshot that is still commuting to work on a daily basis, I have to thank all of you out there that are not commuting to work because traffic has been a breeze. How about you guys?
Chris,
You know,
how's your commute?
One of my big decisions is, do I put shoes on in the morning? My commute is across the hall. So I have a small home office that I've, taken from a bedroom and converted in. My wife is also sharing it with me as she's also working from home. So, it's nice. I like it. My job allows me to work from home. So
It's just time to kick your kids out on the curb and take over their bedroom.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, I've given it to them for all these years. It's time.
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah. So
Islands guy is a house coat guy.
he's a house coat
okay.
guy. There you go. Yeah, Mrs. Monkey and I are both have a very short commute. Now, what's funny is we used to back in the old days, we used to commute into work together, and we still do, but just the commute's a lot shorter now.
From the coffee pot in the kitchen to the
That's
countertop down the hall.
well, I mean, I drop her off in the living room, and then I go to the office. So,
okay.
but yeah, it's one of the challenging things I'm finding, and I'm also curious for our listeners, you guys who are watching live, share with us about your commutes. I've found that the place that I go for breakfast now, the food's good, but the service is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've caught a few. Go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry. Who's talking?
apparently you go for it.
Sorry about that. I told my wife today, hey, I'm running down to the coffee shop. Do you want anything? And she goes, I don't know if you're serious or not.
Let me spell it out for her. He's never serious.
Yeah, there you go.
There's that.
No, I was going down to the kitchen. Okay, you guys talk. I'm done.
Oh, I was just saying I've caught quite a few television professionals on the air broadcasting from their homes, and one of the nationwide morning TV hosts said, I've only been doing this now from home for a few days. She says, but I have already become Mrs. Roper from Three's Company. I'm wearing a caftan all day long. And it was just like, and she stood up. I said, oh my gosh, she is. She's just like Mrs. Roper did. So.
Oh, that is too funny. Wow. There's a deep cut.
Yeah.
I love it. We've got quite a few folks. In the live chat there. Bry Lang says he's had a rough commute today, had to step over the cat on the way from the kitchen, which is a not bad coffee shop, to his office down the hall. So there you go.
Does that coffee shop deliver?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure it's a very limited area.
Yeah, exactly. Just out the delivery window. Seebeck Tribe says the travels are about 4 feet with 2 4-legged creatures in the pathway.
Yeah.
A lot of that. Geo Travelers, I commute out to the camper in the driveway.
That's
awesome.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, that is good.
That gives you that distance. It's easy to become distracted in the house. Oh, you know what? I've got a load of laundry. Let me go and change it.
I was going to say, for the times that I have worked from home over the years, I've done it in the past, and it always sounds great. And it is, if it works out for you. I've just learned, for me, I'm not normal. We've established that.
Yeah.
I don't do it well. I really don't. It's way too just squirrel. And I need that travel, that separation, that I'm leaving home, I'm going to where, I don't know. I need that structure in my life. And like I said, thankfully nobody else is on the freeway. So it's working out really well right now.
There you go. That's interesting. Oh, here you go. Subway.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Subway Mark says my commute went from 3 hours a day to 1 minute unless I get caught dog or cat traffic.
Oh yeah.
I hate those dog accidents in the hallway.
GSM Times 2 says don't tip the waitress.
That's too funny. Too funny.
On a boat says all the top workers must be staying safe.
Nice. Yep.
Carlos says I'm considered part of the essential workforce, so my commute has been reduced to about 30 minutes. Nice.
Well, thank you, Carlos. We appreciate that you are still going in as part of the essential workforce, whatever it is that you're doing. Thanks, man. We do appreciate all of you who are still going in and doing stuff. Keats 94, public transit is dead in the Lower Mainland, and I ain't touching anything.
Yeah, that's kind of a sad statement, because I know, like I said, we've established I'm not normal. I actually enjoy riding the bus and riding the train, especially, and taking public transit, but I've quit doing it recently with all that's going on. I just don't know who's been sitting in that seat and touching what and sneezing and coughing on something, and so driving myself.
It's a little dangerous, a little crazy for sure.
Yeah.
Carlos is with wit's end.
Oh, well, thank you.
Van Isle lady's still on vacation.
Nice.
Oh,
There you go.
I had one of those about 10 years ago. It was really good.
Yeah. You can have another.
Oh, no. No, it was 6 years ago. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah.
Have to queue it up. Yeah.
MC3 Cat says my commute was a bit dangerous this morning. Almost got into an accident when I missed a step going downstairs into the basement to into my work office.
Woo. Well, glad that you didn't end up in the hospital.
That's right.
There you go. You gotta watch those workplace accidents for sure. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say to what you were saying earlier, Jim. Like, I find that I've actually really got to try and intentionally keep myself into a routine similar to my normal work routine.
Yeah.
Now that I'm working at home, so I've got the alarm set still, and okay, I'll admit I am snoozing it a couple more times than I would normally.
Well, you don't have that commute time to worry about. Yeah.
But it's still, get up, get in the shower, make the breakfast I would normally make, and get into the office, sit down, and just get into the work routine. And I find I'm pretty good with not getting distracted, but I also am in my work office, my home office, with the door closed, and I'm finding that's helping.
That's really important. There was a so-called expert on TV a day or two ago. I have TV on at work a lot, and I know, imagine that, and he was saying exactly that. It's super important to do that and to set schedules, even if you're like, a stay-home person that not working right now, get your calendar out and say, okay, at 10 a.m. I've got to do laundry or whatever. Just put in your calendar and schedule that. Otherwise, it's way too easy to get distracted and just kind of go through the day and get nothing done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I still get up now, like you, Land Monkey. I let my alarm go about another half hour, right? I'll sleep in a little longer because, commute's easy. But I do get dressed. That's one of the things that helps me. I go through my whole morning routine as if I'm leaving the house,
except for the
shoes part.
You don't need pants or shoes.
Yeah, and off I go. So let's see.
Bring up the Coon and Bud one. It's almost scrolled off the screen. You'll have to go up a bit.
I just had it. This one.
That one. Coon and Bud, teacher and bus driver. So next week I go in for a few hours, deliver lunches to children on my bus route, and drop off schoolwork packets and pick up completed work. That is awesome. Thank you, Coon and Bud, for
very admirable.
That. I like that one. That was cool.
This isn't what I intended for the show, but we've got great comments. I'm just going to keep rolling with it. I hope you guys don't mind.
I'm enjoying it.
IHAM says, as the only person in the corporate office full time, I just bring the coffee pump pot right to the shelf outside my cube.
I don't think that's something that ever needs to change when things get rolling. They just need to come to you.
That's part of the new normal.
Absolutely. Yeah. He also tweeted that he saw a tumbleweed roll past his cube the other day. So.
Yeah, I think that was just a big dust bunny. Subway Mark, I had to set up a separate workspace in my home office. I would get too distracted between my work laptop and my home computer otherwise. Yeah.
It takes some discipline for sure.
It really does. IHAM says, I ain't riding in that rolling Petri dish.
Oh yeah, talking about public
transit.
Yeah.
Yep. Oops, click that off. Let's see.
There's more. Oh yeah, there you go. Subscribe.
Yeah, I've been tackling cleaning the house while awaiting for school to get back in session before the school year ends. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're all hoping that, CBAC Tribe, for sure.
Yeah. CRS 98 says, I actually find that putting on work clothes helps me remain in work mode.
Yep.
Nice. Kuhn and Bud, grab the one right near the bottom here. Explaining a little bit about what's going on for them. It says, we are in AMI mode, alternative means of instruction. Actually, a Facebook group, 25,000 plus members. That's amazing. I'd actually be really curious to learn more about what's going on wherever it is that Kuhn and Bud calls home. That's fascinating.
My wife is a teacher, so she's been doing videos, and Flipgrid has been her new favorite thing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know another one of our regular listeners is a professor at university, and he's been creating online videos that he's been posting up for the labs, because the students still have to do the labs, but he's had to completely innovate with it, and it's been an interesting experience for him.
Something like
that's the guy.
I'm working twice as hard on delivering online chemistry labs. Not fun.
Yeah, 3 hams. That's the guy that I was talking about there. Yeah. Dora Moore, bring this one.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
GSM times 2, thoughts and prayers with all the men who have told their wife, I'll get to that when I have the time.
Nice one, GSM times 2. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dora Moore says, I've finished matching Tupperware containers to lids, folded all my socks in the sock drawer, and aligned the screws on the electrical outlet covers. So schedules do work.
Hey, and coming from somebody that I wired houses for 7 years, I always left the screws lined up on the electrical plate covers. That's a thing.
Did you go vertical or horizontal?
Oh, vertical.
Vertical. Okay. That's, after working with you for a while, I do the same thing. It just looks clean, doesn't it?
Kuhn and Bud answered my question. So I said, thanks, guys. I work at a small rural school in Arkansas. We have had AMI for 3 years, originally for days with snow and ice.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty amazing for that school area that they do that they already had a program like that in place and they're able to roll with it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I know school teachers that are, struggling to keep up with the changes. And Carlos says, I love what Kuhn and Bud is doing. So there you go.
We all do. Nice job, Kuhn and Bud.
Yeah. In Arkansas.
And we've got discussions of whether the screws should be horizontal or vertical going on. This is awesome. I love it.
Horizontal. Keep all of the dust out of the screws. Okay.
If they're vertical, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you're talking about a 3-gang switch plate with 6 screws and the switches are all going up and down. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, too funny. Too funny.
The important things in life,
The important things in life for sure.
Like, does the toilet paper go over or under, if you can even find it?
The first most important thing is to actually have toilet paper.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to drop the wall a little bit here and show you a little secret peek into my warehouse. This is what I've got going on behind me. So,
wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm feeling really, really rich right now.
Wow. That is the new currency.
Oh man, what's beautiful is that anybody who's listening to the audio version of this podcast is not going to get it. So what's the timestamp?
No, I think they actually got
it. So go to YouTube and go to 25 minutes in on the podcast. Oh my goodness, Jim, you're awesome, man.
It's a little peek into my warehouse here. So
I feel like you might have prepped that. I don't know.
Get that out of here. I'll just look out the window. Okay.
Oh, geez, that is too funny.
They're still talking about how the screw should be on the wall plate. CRS, he's a 45-degree angle guy.
Oh, there you go. There's always one in every crowd.
22 and a half is better.
Oh, Rory says, I find it tough being this close to the fridge full time.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
there's that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, this evening, I'm just working away, and it's 5:30. I need to be done now. There's no one that's leaving the office to kind of trigger what time it is. And let's see. B Pendragon says, just past 3 weeks of work from home. I love the super short commute. I miss my second monitor.
Yeah.
And Carlos Witsend has let you know that not only did you win the show, but you have won the entire internet tonight. So congratulations.
Finally, I've arrived.
And expect some visitors. See you
Okay.
I hope your plumbing's up to it.
Oh my goodness.
MC3 Cat says, after not leaving the house all day yesterday, I found myself actually needing to get outside and walk the neighborhood. It brings back some of the normalcy for me.
Yeah, Mrs. Monkey and I, we make a point of the two of us get out for a walk. We take a route where there's really not any other people that we're going to come across, and we just get some fresh air. And yeah, it's important. Well, we're still
Do you walk 2 meters apart?
No, we don't, because we share the same bed, so we don't really see any point in doing that. Although I have to admit, every once in a while we'll be out walking and there'll be like other people not close to us, but other people walking, and Laura will very intentionally go behind me and go like 6 feet behind me. I'm like, what are you doing? She says, well, I want people to think that we're social distancing. I'm like, it's okay. We're married. We're good.
Well, one of the things that distract me is I have a window right there. So I see how many people are walking, and they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This one guy, he stopped to let people pass. They were at a corner. So he didn't, come up close to them. And that was nice of him. And I look, and he's walking with his beer and his cigarette, and off he goes.
So close. So
same brand as you, or?
Yeah. Okay. On both counts. Yeah.
Class act.
Let's see.
You know what? We didn't even have to write a show tonight. The show is writing itself tonight. Yeah. You guys are amazing.
I mean, there's still more comments about how the screws on the wall should go, and I find this absolutely
this was hilarious. Such a debatable topic.
Yes, exactly. Oh, let's see. 3Ham says 35 viewers. Has it ever been that high before?
We're over 40 at.
We're over 40 at the moment.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys could see the viewers. Last week, I know we hit 45. I'm not sure if we passed that. So, the viewership has just been fantastic. So, I always expect that, it's all in the downloads. People get to it when they get to it. But, you guys really have come together and formed a community that on Thursday night you get together and it's like old friends hanging out, at a social distance.
Yeah, we love all the visitors, but all the viewers, but you also do have to remember that there are no restaurants open. There are no theaters open there. There's no place else they can go.
Please give me something to do. I don't care how stupid it is. Oh, this was perfect.
Yeah.
I like the fact that, say, like Disney has released Frozen 2 streaming early for the kids. I mean, I remember Frozen and how many times my kids watched it. I can tell you if you want to build a snowman. But I thought that's really nice for the parents. Here, go watch this. You need just a quick break. Carlos does trump you, though. He works at a Costco warehouse. So, boom.
Yeah, but I hear those warehouses are all empty nowadays.
I guess there's that.
Helen of the Land Shark said, we sent Christy home with her work computer and second monitor. She has a way better work from home setup than her hubby.
So there was an email that went out to the engineering department of work asking, okay, somebody came in and their monitor, keyboard, and mouse were missing.
Oh no!
They sent out an email. It's like, you cannot just take hardware home with you, people. What's going, and so we had people emailing in. No. Look, here's a picture of my setup at home. All this stuff. This was mine, and I had this. And one of the on-air talents wrote back, and he said, "Okay, Chase, I'm not going to take any monitors on my promise, but would you help me load up that pinball machine that's over in the break room?
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you've got a nice pinball machine in there.
Yeah, there's
too.
a nice one in there. Yeah.
Yeah. GSM times 2 says with a 2-minute walk, you have no time to listen to podcasts.
Walk slowly.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I like many people have lost my podcast listening time, so I've
Mhm.
got to try and carve out a new time to do that.
Subway Mark says having no choir rehearsals right now on Thursday night allows me to watch the live stream.
We're glad you're here. We're sorry under such circumstances, but we're glad you're here nonetheless.
Yeah.
Oh, this has to be my favorite.
Oh,
Islands guy says my wife wanted to play cards tonight. I said okay, but we're done by 9 p.m. Not a minute later. Priorities.
wow.
Thanks, Highlands guy.
We are honored.
Appreciate it.
Oh, hey, this is bad news. The
Uh-oh.
BC liquor stores are closing on Sunday.
Okay, I got to go.
Okay.
Are they reopening on Monday, or is this a permanent closure?
I don't know. I hadn't heard about that yet. That's,
It's funny. I've been joking about all the restaurants are to go pick up orders only and the kind of thing. And I say, yeah, I'm just going to go down to the local bar and get a beer to go. I saw a note today that the state of Washington, at least, is temporarily loosening rules that you can get liquor to go if you order with food from restaurants. So I'm
Yes.
like,
So yeah.
and there's some clarity here. There's some clarity here. It's just Sundays, so they're gonna only close on Sundays. So it's gonna be like when we were kids.
Yeah,
which is actually not a bad thing.
Okay, I thought they were closing. Yeah. So the food delivery place. When I say food delivery, I mean the local restaurants. They're seeing big bumps now that they can push alcohol out.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
Well,
I want a burger and a beer. Okay,
yeah.
we'll deliver.
A couple of the local microbrews in my neighborhood, in order to stay in business, they've made the decision that they're going to do deliveries, and they've got it set up so that you buy your beer, whatever amount you want, online, and they come to your place. You prepay for it. They come to your place, and the only thing they need to do is before they leave it on your doorstep, you need to, through your screen door or whatever, you don't need to get close to them, but you just got to show them your ID so they can verify, yep, okay, you're old enough, and they'll leave it there. So, it's a good way for them to stay in business and a good way for me to get beer delivered to my house.
Well, I was going to say, and support those local microbrews and the stores around you, and the restaurants do go out and order some stuff. We're gonna get food tomorrow night. We're gonna go to get it, pick up, bring it home, of course. But I'm not gonna get the beer to go there because just telling people you can get more beer for less money at the grocery store than from the restaurant. Just saying.
Those are still open.
Yeah. Well, you can't buy beer in grocery stores here in Canada, or at least not.
Okay.
So.
But the liquor store's open until Saturday night at least.
There you go.
Sunday.
And I see IHAM, and I think Dora Moore mentioned it as well. Somebody else did. Dora Moore mentioned it, that some of the microbrews are now making hand sanitizer.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of the components of hand sanitizer are actually a byproduct of the brewing process.
Oh, good. They're not the main ingredients.
No. You remove that because that's the stuff you're not supposed to drink.
Right.
Right.
Very cool.
Oh, B Pendragon says Disney Plus and Netflix are probably making bank right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And I heard the YouTube is rolling back to SD as their default.
Oh, is their default?
Bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard that as well. Just to manage the
yeah. I mean, working from home, I see the internet traffic, wax and wane as the day goes along. I was like, okay, well, they're done with that movie, so now they're surfing a little bit. I've got about an hour of good time before the next wave hits.
Yeah, makes sense.
Brian Lang says I've lost all my podcast listening time, missing my twice daily 40-minute commutes.
He's also missing all his munsies that he would pick up on his commute. I don't know how he's making do.
I didn't know anybody still did Muncie.
Yeah, Brian Lang.
Okay.
There you go. Microbrewery in Little Rock making hand sanitizer. It made the national news.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, there's a handful of distilleries and microbrews that are doing that now.
Yep. on a boat says, if you're not of legal age, do the delivery drivers just drink it themselves?
Yeah, in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dad, sucker. And then they jump back in the truck and keep driving in. Chris Brew.
Do you have one?
Where's that? Where'd it go? There it is. Oh,
Nope.
We both clicked on it at the same time.
Yep.
Hand sanitizer ale.
Why does my hand sanitizer smell like beer?
Does my beer smell like sanitizer? You put your hand sanitizer in my beer.
You put your beer in my sanitizer.
Hey, my hands are clean, but I smell like a drunk.
Yeah, you come home to the wife and have to explain that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, honey, I've just been washing my hands.
Honest, hon. Yeah.
Yes, but your blood alcohol content is above legal limit.
When I know there's alcohol in that sanitizer, the way it finds the cracks in my dried bare knuckles.
Yeah.
My hands are so dry right now. I keep lotion by the gallon here. But
Yeah, Mrs. Monkey got some in a cut just the other day, and she was not happy about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
He keeps going on. Whoops. Clean Hands IPA.
Oh yeah.
I like that. Hey, you know what? I'm expecting to see that when this is all over. One of the microbrews will have Clean Hands IPA.
Yeah.
You'll have my heart with a hand sanitizer Scotch ale.
Ooh.
There you go. Nice one, Carlos. Nice one. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you know what?
What's up?
We should actually talk about something really quick.
Sure. What's that?
So that this, is a podcast with some content in it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You guys, this is far better than anything we could have come up with.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But, we were here to talk about something that Land Monkey has done. I hope you're not ashamed. We're going to talk about it in a public place. And we've got all your friends around you.
We're all here for you.
Okay. So this is an intervention of sorts.
That's how it is. Yeah.
So because we've had a little more time on our hands without having a commute, I was able to complete a project I've been working on for 2 years, which is very exciting. And it's my book. You guys have probably heard me talk about my book before, saying it's coming, I'm working on it. Well, it's done and it's out there. It's published. It is on amazon.ca.com.uk, whatever Amazon you use, it is there for purchase. I'm working hard to get the ebook out. But we ran into some Kindle and I both ran into some technical difficulties. So I'm working with Kindle support to get that sorted out. But the
hard to scan that crayon drawing, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. It is hard. Yeah, they apparently do not accept crayon. Yeah. But yeah, so there's the book. Thank you very much for sharing that, Chris. It is the geocaching guidebook to Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley. And it's pretty exciting. Once all of this stuff we're dealing with right now settles out, I'm going to host a book launch event. So, stay tuned for that. But
in August? You got nothing else going in August?
You know what? Whenever it works, then I'm going to be able to do it. I'm just going to play it by ear. I guess 2 weeks after we can host events.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on there. It's been a labor of love, a work in progress for a couple of years. And so to get that done, I mean, for me, it's huge. This is a huge personal milestone. I'm really, really happy about it. Thanks everybody. I see a lot of chat there in the chat from everybody.
Yeah, well, congratulations, man. That's really great.
Thanks everybody. It's thank you very much. It is a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be when I started.
Yeah.
But I would say, there you go, Trexer. Even as a local, I learned some stuff from the book. Clearly a lot of work. Yes, it was. And thank you very much. I would, thanks, Steve. I'd encourage anybody who is curious about exploring Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley to check out the book. It's got lots of stuff in there for geocachers and for your muggles as well. I wrote it from the perspective of a geocacher who wants to really come up here, enjoy the area, but also is bringing muggles along who don't want to be bored while you're geocaching. So there you go. Very cool. Oh, and Helen says, where was that? Oh, I read one chapter and used it right away on my next trip to the mainland. Thank you very much, Helen. That's awesome. And thank you, Van Isle Lady and Chosen. Wow, you guys, everybody, really appreciate all the support.
And there you go. There's the link.
There's the link. Yep. Fantastic. And muggles get bored with geocachers. I know, right? Who knew? But I've heard rumors it happens. So
Just tell the border customs agents that the muggles are the ones with the weapons, and you can go on and geocache while they sit and have a long, lengthy conversation.
Oh, too funny.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Too funny. Yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool to have it done. I would encourage people to, of course, I'm going to encourage people to get a copy, but check it out. And what I would really, really like is anybody who does get a copy. So first of all, thank you if you get a copy. But what I really would love is if you get a copy and you read it and you have and you want to provide some feedback, like a review, either put the review online on Amazon or email it to me and I'll use it. But I would really, really appreciate any reviews you guys can get for or can provide for the book once you've had a look at it. That would be super helpful. So there you go. So that's it's kind of weird to have that project done. I mean, it's almost done because I'm still working on the ebook, but that's like the content's done. There's just some technical things that I'm working through with Kindle, but it's kind of weird to have that project done after 2 years of working on it. So now what am I going to do? It's a good thing I got a couple other things on the go.
Exactly. And, muggles getting cavity searches at the border.
Only the dentists.
Yeah. Oh,
But bump. That was a good one.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, you guys have all been awesome sharing with us through this podcast. Something else, we've got some more shows lined up for the next few episodes. We've got some fun topics that we're going to get into. We'll give you some hints about those by the end of the show here. But we're also interested if there are ideas for future podcasts that you guys, our listeners, would love to have, or guests that you'd really like to see on this show. We'd appreciate you shouting out to us. Just let us know those show topic ideas or guest suggestions, and we would very much love to take your feedback and just use it as we always try and do to make the show better and better.
Exactly. What GSM times 2 says no glow.
You're just catching on now, eh?
Yeah. No, Wits End's little monologue there I thought was so good. I didn't want to distract from it with a glow. So that was something he wrote earlier in the week, and it was like, you know what, that's really well done. So let's emphasize that.
Yeah, we didn't want to take away from that for sure.
Oh, thank you. We'll glow again.
We will next week. We'll be back to glowing.
And you know what? While you're spending the time, maybe not geocaching, but looking at geocaches, solving puzzles, if you see a log that you think, hey, that made me laugh, that made me think, that was a really good story. You know what you need to do? You need to send it in. The first place you should think is calling in to 253-693-TFTC. Or
what if they wanted to email?
If you wanted to email, I would use feedback@cashingnw.com.
Okay. Could they also use that email for a field recording?
They could, but they'll probably not be out in the field.
Well, they might be as long as they're by themselves.
Yeah, you can be by yourselves.
Yeah, most people I know, are outstanding
in the field.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the trails are open. It's funny though, they tell you to wash your hands, but the washrooms are all closed at the parks. So
actually I'm seeing more up here, at least in BC. I don't know about Washington, but more and more trails are being closed.
Yeah.
The popular trails and parks, they're just closing them up now just to say, you know what, folks, nope.
Yeah.
And I think it's the right thing to do right now. It's a little tough to swallow for us, but yeah, we'll get through it.
Yeah. I know many of the Seattle city parks, they have closed the parking lots. You can't even go in there.
Yeah.
So I haven't been out of the house in many days. I have showered, pretty sure. But on Sunday, we were all getting a little stir crazy, and we decided, you know what? Let's just jump in the car and we'll do the 5-mile drive through Point Defiance. It was a beautiful day. Took a nice leisurely drive, and we all kind of came back from that going, nice.
That's awesome, man.
It's good because I think it's closed now. So
just in time. Wow. Here's the chosen 1978 here. Just
parks and trailheads in Pierce County were officially closed today.
There you go.
Subway Mark says all state parks in Washington are closed, including the Capitol Mall in Salem. Whoop. Getting out for a cash each day, says Bob. That's Boomer 365. Chosen 1978 says in NZ, that's New Zealand.
Yeah.
We can't find caches in lockdown for 4 weeks. So lots of disabling their caches.
Wow.
Oh, really?
That's pretty different. And thank you guys for doing that, being in lockdown for 4 weeks. That is tough to do, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Van Isle Lady says got kicked out of a campsite. Not happy with that.
No.
Weird. Okay.
B Pendragon says you and half of Tacoma.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that busy, but there were other people. We didn't get out of the car. We were just happy we pulled into a couple of the lookout spots and sat there for a few moments, enjoyed the view, and moved on. So,
I get it. Sorry, my brain was not processing what Van Isle Lady said properly. I get it. Because they closed the campsite, so
right.
While they were there.
Yeah, she said earlier she's still on vacation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know where now if they got kicked out of their campsite.
Well, I'm sure it's disappointing, but
yeah.
I mean, if they're closing the park or they're closing the sites, then I guess it's just the way it is. It's not fun and not enjoyable if you're in the middle of it, though, for sure.
Seebeck Tribe says Washington State DNR lands are closed.
What's a DNR land?
Do not
Department of Natural Resources.
Not resuscitate.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
too soon. Sorry, what is it? Department
Natural Resources.
So what does that mean?
The Parks Department, I think, basically.
Oh, okay.
State lands.
Yeah, state-owned lands.
Natural racehorses.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
If those lands go down, there's no way we're bringing them back.
Yeah. Sorry, that was pretty dark.
I don't know. DNR is the first thing I go to.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, all depends on your life experiences.
They're public lands owned by the state.
Awesome. Thank you. I had not heard that expression before.
So CRS 98 says Mount Rainier and Olympic National Park are closed as well.
Not a surprise. Yeah.
Oh, the land sharks are, I almost called them the monkeys. Sorry. The land sharks are heading to an adventure lab up island tomorrow.
They are a pair of monkeys, but they're not the monkeys.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Right. Oh, folks, you guys are so good to us.
You are. It has been so fun playing with you guys tonight.
This really is enjoyable. I'm sure you can tell by our voices how much we enjoy this.
Indeed.
We're not just, there's another one I have to read.
Oh, God. Do these people ever shut up? Not the case. No, we love you guys. It's a lot of fun. You guys make the show fun. And when I say you guys, I do mean these two guys that I'm talking to, but I actually really mean all you live listeners.
Oh yeah,
exactly. I mean, we have material prepared. We can sit here and talk without any outside input, but it's not as much fun. This is a real dialogue. It's a group community. We get together, we chat. So,
yeah.
I know this is for the after show, but why do the land sharks always swim from right to left?
Because that's how we built the video.
And that's how you read. And
I don't know what you mean there.
But yeah, thank you listeners. And you know what? We love doing this, and we're going to keep doing this every Thursday night. Don't worry, we will always be here. We've got lots of great topics coming up. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. But we also really do look forward to the opportunity to see you guys in person in the future. So that'll be fun.
Yes.
It would be backwards otherwise.
Well,
Yeah. All right. Well,
well, you know, though, as I sit here behind and the shark is going the other way, for me, it is backwards.
yeah, there you
See?
go. Too funny.
Oh, too funny.
Chris, you're up.
Am I?
Yep.
Well, folks, we want to say thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this episode because we sure did.
We did.
Next week, we're going to talk about tools of the trade. So,
Not us, but like other tools.
Yeah. We're fools of the trade.
you know,
Sorry,
it's
Chris.
not the first time I've been called a tool. Won't be the last. I was going to say something, and you guys totally threw me off my group.
In 2 weeks from that.
Mission accomplished, Land Monkey.
I was
I know,
going
right?
back to tools of the trade, though. Before we go on, if you have a tool of the trade that you absolutely love and you say, I wouldn't go geocaching without it, send that in to feedback@cachingnw.com. You know what? You better yet call into 253-693-TFTC and describe it in your own words. What is the tool of the trade that you will not leave the house or the car or whatever safe zone you're in to go geocaching? Yeah. Yeah. Matt, gloves,
wipes.
And the bear banger.
And the bear banger. There you go.
Yep.
Talked about that on the previous podcast tonight. All right. 2 weeks out, we're going to talk about difficulty and terrain ratings. I'm working to see if we can get a special guest for that podcast. So stay tuned. See how that turns out.
3 weeks out, we're talking about how to make a geocaching video. We're also looking for a special guest to see if we can find anybody that knows anything about that.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite topics 4 weeks out, geocache road trip eats. Because, well, I like to eat.
And I like to go on geocache road trips.
I do that too. And together, they work superbly.
There you go. Indeed. Perfect. Well, you know, folks, don't leave yet because we're going to slide into the after show once we finish our credits here. But very important at this point of the show for us to, of course, take a moment to thank Land Sharks, swimming from the left to the right or the right to the left, depending on which way you're looking at the screen. Our corporate Denali level sponsor. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. They ship orders daily. And we also want to thank all of our faithful Denali level supporters. That is, of course, Landsharks, JP's Geo Designs, Limax, Team Squirrel, and Groovy Owl. And folks, if you want to know more about supporting the show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
And as we do each and every week, we want to thank all our patrons. Let's start with Tick Magnet,
Subway Mark,
Sege Hove,
Camp Clan,
Wet Coaster and Green Words,
Anteus,
Genies,
Hacker Duck,
the team of the Noltecs,
MC3 Cats, live
Broncos fan for life,
the Geo Travelers,
Boomer 365,
CRS 98,
Geo Nav Pros,
GSM ×2,
Doramore,
Kitty Quest,
Billy Robson, not his real name,
Wino Seattle,
B Pendragon,
Keats 94,
T Sayer,
Kid Vegas 19,
Logwork,
M Nerve,
Fairwood West,
Highlands Guy,
Kettle Barb,
LG 9000,
Alarobrick,
Dune Buddy,
Seabeck Tribe,
Trexer 0,
Sprouter,
Kev Mac D,
and our latest, our newest, our brand newified patron on a boat. They're on a boat. We don't really know where they are. They're just on a boat.
Come on, say it. One of you guys say it.
They're on a boat with the man your man could smell like.
There we go. Thank you, Jim.
I'm on a boat.
And thank you to every single one of you people who support us.
Yes.
Without you guys, we could not do this every week. So you're amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, if
So-
somebody wanted to reach out and connect with us, do we want them to do that, or should we just move on to the after show now?
No,
We've had them reach out and
we
connect.
love connections.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Land Monkey? Amazon now, right?
Yeah, on Amazon. Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to Amazon and type in geocaching and Vancouver, you're going to find my book. But most importantly, landmonkey.ca, and stay tuned. Brand new website coming out very shortly.
Ooh.
I'm working. That is the next thing that I'm working on. So that's coming out very shortly. And a special thanks to my patrons who are helping me with that. But that's coming out. And what else have I got going on? Instagram, Twitter, at LandMonkeyGC. We've still got fresh content coming out on our social media channels. So definitely check that. And yeah, YouTube. I do videos. I've got just
What?
released a new one this week, and there's more coming. So all kinds of stuff, man. I'm just everywhere doing things.
Wow.
How about you, Jim?
Here. I'm not everywhere.
Oh, but you got an incredible supply of needed.
I'm at the office during the day and here at the podcast studio in the evening. And yeah, my stockpile right there behind me.
I love that.
Find me geocaching.com, message center, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Look for Wits End. How about Chris?
You know, if on social media, if you can't find me at Caching NW, which you will most places, you may have to type out the whole Caching in the Northwest because somebody else came in and took that silly name of mine. Better yet, head on over to cachingnw.com/hosts. There you can read our bios, find all those links that we didn't really mention, but you know are there, and loads of other interesting Timbits.
Timbits.
Oh, wait, tidbits. Sorry. I might have
or something I miss.
Canada on the mind. Won't they be delivered? Can you get them delivered to your house?
I don't know that they do delivery. I haven't looked into that.
You've got a new business model right there.
There you go.
You're welcome. You know, most of all, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Don't forget that you, yes, you, all of you listening can be part of the show. Call into 253-693-TFTC. Leave us a comment, ask us a question, or help us break into Wits End's garage and get some of his stockpile any time of the day or night. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
That caught me off
Sorry.
guard. That was awesome. Okay. Please keep going.
Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click on the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. You know what? Give us a thumbs up or even a review. The show's produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. Copyright 2020 by Chris Umfenauer. And now, folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The after show.
the after show.
The after show.
Do you
We
know
did it.
there's still things we didn't talk about?
Really?
The after show? Yeah.
So before
Geo Traveler says they're just a hole.
But
And apparently Uber Eats will deliver.
there you go. So somebody beat me to the business model. Before we get into some of the stuff that we have here, because we've got lots of great FATAS to get to here. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. GSM times 2
Oh, yeah.
threw this FATAS out.
Yeah.
So he says
Saw that.
each patron should call in and record their name in their own voice. And then we'll edit it all together and play it back. What do you think?
I love that idea. I don't know if I could randomize it every week.
That would be a lot of work.
I could put it into a directory, and then my player has a random feature, and I could just point it at that directory.
Oh.
And you could try it, but we can't do it unless you guys call them in. So there you go.
I've already got the system worked out, folks. Now you have to call.
That's awesome. GSM times 2, thank you for that great idea. And a number of you have also shouted out what a great idea it is. So hopefully it'll happen.
If you don't want to call in, just record it on your phone and, email it to feedback@cashingnw.com.
There it is.
And Helen said another great way to show your support of the podcast is to give it a thumbs up, which it is. We really do appreciate it. We've got a couple tonight, and we know on those are the Facebook ones that we can see, and often we get them also on YouTube as well. And we really, really appreciate it. It makes a big difference.
Pete Pendragon says, "Are you really sure you want my voice on your phone on your show?" Yes, we do.
Specifically saying your name.
Will impersonation be a problem?
We won't know. So no, not for us. Oh God.
Oh, let's see. GSM times 2 asks, is it still considered the Pacific Northwest to those north of the border? Do they consider it the Southwest?
We do. We consider it the Southwest, but out of the goodness of our hearts and the Canadianness of our souls, we accept and embrace the term Pacific Northwest.
Aw.
There you go.
Because you're still southeast of Alaska.
There's that.
We could just say the Pacific West, but nobody says that.
No, it's the North. I mean, everybody knows PNW, right? It's just it's just easier to go with that.
It's the northwest portion of the continent, right?
Pete Pendragon, just call it Cascadia.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a good option. I like it.
That sounds very WSGA.
That'd be fun.
MC3 Cats. I blanked out there for a minute. How about flashing avatars or icons of various patrons at the end of the show?
It as Brian Lang would say, it smacks of effort.
I'm going to steal that saying.
Caching.
I attributed it, so there you go.
Yeah,
a ring to it.
Caching in Cascadia. Yeah, that feels like a whole rebranding. That's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Okay. GSM times 2 says, I don't know where we are. I'm struggling to keep up now.
Number 2.
GSM times 2 says, we're going to try to have a Zoom, don't meet but greet with my geocaching friends.
There you go.
That's cool. Yeah, so you can't, it won't count as an official event, but hey, you're still connecting with people. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Subway Mark says, Adventure Labs. I asked geocaching headquarters if they would extend the deadline to enable my lab as it is in downtown Salem. And right now, it's not the right time to turn it on.
The next piece, yeah.
And the next one, he says, geocaching headquarters approved the extension from May 1st to August 30th. Not sure if they're doing that for all Adventure Lab owners.
Awesome. So there you go.
So Subway Mark, on behalf of all geocachers everywhere, thank you.
Way to go, man. All right. Number 4, we've already talked about.
Yeah, the liquor stores are being closed on Sunday.
On Sundays.
Sundays, yeah. They're reopening Monday. It's okay.
Yeah, on Sundays.
Keats94, he says his FATAS has got 2 Adventure Labs done in almost a ghost town called North Vancouver.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome history tours. Great thing about Adventure Labs is you don't have to touch anything except your phone. There you go. And as long as you can stay 2 meters away from everybody else, you're in good shape.
Talking about touching just your phone, I picked up a Little Caesars pizza on the way home the other night, and ordered it from the app in my car, and got the alert that it was open, that it was ready. And you can walk in and scan the QR code on your phone at the little key pot boxes there, and the door motored open. And I grabbed just the pizza box. I didn't touch anything, not even the door, because it was already propped open.
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen them advertise that they have that thing. That's kind of cool. Carlos had an interesting FATAS here, opened the conversation up to everybody in the audience. He said, I disabled my library cache following the suggestion of another CO of a library geocache. Anyone else agree? And that's an interesting point because where I live, the libraries are all closed. So
Right.
there's
Here
no
too,
point
yeah.
having it enabled.
So do you have to disable it if the libraries are closed? I mean, people aren't able to get there anyway.
You don't have to, but I think it would be a good courtesy to do that as a cache owner,
Yeah.
because then it's not actively on the map. So it just makes it more obvious. And not all library caches have the icon in the library. Sometimes they're a puzzle cache or a multi outside of the actual library. So then it's clear that just don't even bother with this cache for now.
MC3 Cats also disabled his in Tacoma's main library.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
And now everybody wants pizza.
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 Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. They have he's talking about Breiling's talking to GeoNav pros about virtual events. Geocaching.com has said no.
Yeah.
Geocaching is a location-based game. Armchair logging goes against the spirit of the game.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And this too shall pass. We will be back to meeting together in person for actual events again. So we don't need to add complexity to the game. As another one of my friends has been quoted as saying, we could get to the point where why don't we just put a little editing field beside your cache count find, and just I've got 1 million. So yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to have virtual events as a thing.
Yeah. Dora Moore says, I just noticed on Twitter that a local Vancouver cacher has disabled all her hides.
It's a personal choice. I don't think it's a bad thing to do. And if maybe all her hides were urban hides, we don't know, right? So
Right.
But given the times we're in right now, it's not a bad decision to make. I think it's a fair decision. And as the cache owner, it's your call.
Carlos says, I'm curious to see if any other cache owners noticed an increase on their urban caches by new players.
Yeah. I have personally, and it's interesting. So more people are getting out to those urban caches because they're at home with the kids and they hear about geocaching. So hopefully they're just taking the appropriate safety precautions with taking their kids out and doing that as well, though.
So MC3 Cats has a question I kind of did as well. Okay, so here in the Tacoma area, we have done events with Team Noltex. And, they've scheduled to have an event in a facility that happened to be closed. So we did the event in the parking lot. So he says, here's the question regarding virtual events. What about an event where you use Zoom, go to a location like a parking lot, and the event organizer has a sign with the event code in it? So everybody can stay in their cars and still look at each other and chat.
You've gone to a location, you're
right.
Yeah. I mean, if you're physically going to the location, that's different. So, yeah.
But it's still somewhat virtual. It's kind of like the old drive-in.
Yeah. Well, what's funny? I saw we have a drive-in up here, drive-in movie theater up here close to where I live. And they've opened a little bit earlier in the season than they normally would, and they are busy. They are packed.
Really?
Well, because everybody's in their car.
That's right.
Out of their car.
Why not?
So yeah, it's kind of cool. All right.
All right.
There you go. Oops.
Yep.
You guys are chatting too much.
Drive-in
I can't
events.
click on the right one.
To keep up. Yeah.
Drive-in events.
All right.
I think we
Cool.
could go on all night here.
Yeah, it feels like it. Oh my goodness.
Hey, folks, thank you so much for all your participation tonight. This has been a really fun show. And Wits End has started his vacation.
Yeah,
so
I'm isolating right here. So
that's a real shame that you have to do that. Folks, thank you so much. Until next week, get out, wash your hands, and go caching in the Northwest.